Hi and welcome back. Those of you who regularly watch our videos will remember the air gun that exploded. There's the front, goes on there, there's the guts. That is now scrap. Got dirty fingers now. Can you get me a rag please, assistant? Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, with a few mechanicking jobs coming up, we needed an air gun. Mainly for the fact that Tina didn't want to be struggling with a breaker bar trying to get wheels off. So, did a bit of research online, and we've ended up with this. The Clarke X-PRO, which is a heavy duty air impact wrench, 680 Newton meters of torque, variable speed actuation trigger, easily adjustable, blah blah blah. I did a bit of research online. The air guns that sort of aimed at mechanics and that in a workshop environment who use them every day were quite a lot more money than this. You were sort of like looking at £300 plus, which I remember back in my mechanicking days that was about right even then. But this has got good reviews, and for the amount of work that we actually do, we need an air gun, but we don't use it every day. So this one, we thought we'd try it. So we bought this off Amazon. I'll put a link to it in the description below. So in the box, you get the air gun, which is quite heavy. Some people might not like that. I think they now do like composite bodied air guns, which are a lot lighter, but that's for wimps. So you get your gun. You also get a little Allen key, some instructions. Don't need them. If you're new to air guns, read the instructions. I've been using them for years, so you get a male end which goes in the end of the gun, and you get an Allen key, and the Allen key will fit things like the bolts in the head bit there. You can take it all apart basically. This is the male end, which luckily is the same quick connector that we've got on the airline. So I shall install the end. It's always a good idea to use Ptfe tape on the threads when there's air involved. You probably don't necessarily need it, but it just saves taking it off and putting some more back on afterwards if it does. So I've got to remember which way it goes now. That way. That's on there. Just screw it into the body, and if I remember rightly, it should be 13mm. Oh, it's not, it's 14. I will return. We'll try it with this one. Look at that. So there we go. It's on there, nice and tight. It feels a good solid gun. It's got a sort of rubberized handle. Trigger feels very nice. You change the direction with the button there, and then you can turn that to alter the thing. Now, it should say on it somewhere, yeah, oil daily. Now, back when I was working in garages, a lot of mechanics had their own tools, but then you used to get like workshop tools, and the new mechanics that came in used the workshop tools. Those air guns never never got oiled. I always like to oil them, so we've got some Silcoline general purpose air oil here. A lot of people have got oilers on the compressor where you plug your airline in. Some you can get a little mini oiler which you screw onto here. Even with the mini oilers, it's always a good idea just to drop a couple of drops down the inlet. So it says oil daily. Used to do them once a week. Bit naughty, but do what it says and it will last longer, I suppose. So what I'm going to do is put some drops of oil down the end and just pull the trigger and it will go through a bit easier. So this is the first time we've used it, so I'll probably put a bit more oil in it than it actually needs, just to run it through. But now I'll just go and get the airline. So here's the quick connect end, which luckily is the same as the one which came with the gun. This is going to be the limiting factor because it does specify that it requires a minimum airline bore of 10mm. This one's a bit smaller. It should still work, but you're not going to get the full power. So we shall plug it in. Look at that. And then hopefully not get covered in oil. That sounds pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and get a socket. I'm going to turn the compressor on and we're going to try and undo some wheel nuts on Tina's car. So I'll see you outside. So here goes. Look at that. I'll do the opposite one. I'm not going to take them all out because the car's not jacked up. Excellent. I'll do them back up. Now when you're doing wheel nuts back up, don't do it all the way, just whistle them up and then torque them with a torque wrench. Not like that. That so far has done a pretty good job. We will test it out. Got oil all over my hands now. We will test it out on some stubborn nuts later on, but that whistled those wheel nuts off. It wasn't even trying really. Compressor had built up to pressure, so that was all good. When I looked for reviews for this air gun on YouTube, there was pretty much nothing on there for this particular air gun, so I thought I'd just do a little bit of an unboxing and try it out and seeing what it was like, just to let anyone who's interested in this know if it was any good or not. So the last one I bought was from Aldi's about 9 years ago. I think it was about £9 something. Came in a plastic box with a set of impact sockets, and it only just gave up last year, so it has done pretty well and I've used it quite a lot. But no, this one, although it's quite heavy, we're not snowflakes around here, so we can handle this. But it's got the power, and so far so good. Well impressed for the price. So if you like this video, please click the thumbs up. That all helps the channel. It helps us get further up in the search ratings. Comment below, ask any questions you like. Subscribe if you haven't already, and it's bye for now.